welcome to any newcomers. I spoke to one lady who's in the first meeting, and another couple. Yeah. Oh, we're on down. Yeah. So, can you hear me if I shout? Awesome. Alrighty. Have we got any new members or first timers here today? I'm a first timer. Wow, fantastic. Welcome. I hope you have an enjoyable day and hope to see you at subsequent meetings. So there's always lots of fun going on. We usually have a pop-up shop, but unfortunately circumstances beyond my control, we haven't got one today. But next time is our market day, which I'll talk about shortly. So as we get going, I'd like to begin the meeting by acknowledging country and acknowledge the Wongal clan, who are the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which we're meeting today. I wish to pay my respects to the elders past and present, and extend my respects to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who are here amongst us today. I certainly recognise the Wongal clan's deep and enduring connection to country, and pay my respects to them as creative artists, as we are quilters, and celebrate that we are building on a heritage of storytelling, art and knowledge sharing that's been here for a very, very long time. So welcome to the meeting, and I'm going to hand over to, I think it'll be, next item is the meetings from the last minute. So Molly, are you going to cover that, or Sheila?
They've been distributed. Has everyone had a chance to look? Yeah. I need a first and a second, or corrections, if any.
Yeah, your date for today's meeting was not correct.
Oh, really? Okay, it's back? Okay. My bad. Thank you for catching that.
Are there any more other changes to the minutes? No, I can see people scanning their eyes through it. That's all right. No other comments? Okay, so can I have someone move that the minutes? Thank you, and a seconder? Alan.
Okay, thank you.
Great, so I will hand over to Molly.
Oh, just like that, the music stops. Wow. Thank you, kind sir, in the back. No, not, oh, kind sir, not Kay. And thank you, Angelique. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. This is welcome to our May meeting. If you've never been to a meeting before, or you don't know who I am, I'm Molly Sparkles. I'm your co-president. Ooh. We'll hold one moment.
Thank you.
It's like the passing of the torch. Hi, everyone. Is that better? Can you hear me okay? Great. Okay, cool. So my name is Molly Sparkles. I'm your co-president. Sarah Faki is also your co-president. She couldn't be here today. She's on a pre-scheduled girls' weekend retreat away, so drinking champagne till the cup runneth over, or glass. Probably a cup, maybe a mug, maybe a bottle, refillable bottle. So when you see her next, we can all give her a sly ribbing about all the fun she had this weekend. So we've been cooking up a lot of things in the raffle tickets. Make sure you get raffle tickets. We've been cooking up a lot of things the last 3 months. This is way new for me to be leading an organization like this. So this is about month 6 for me and Sarah. And we're having a grand old time. We're learning a lot, we're meeting lots of new people. And so I'm just gonna share with you some of the things we've been doing over the past 3 months. So we've of course been holding our monthly executive meetings. We've been trying to keep them on time. I'm hoping from our executive team they feel the same. And on time is under 2 hours. We've been to the ANZ Bank twice to set up banking accounts, and Andrea, I'm sure is thankful for this. I've learned how to approve invoices remotely. Okay, thank you.
I don't think it's on your phone.
Yeah, it's on. He's just not holding it. Sorry.
Is it on?
No, it's working.
It was.
It wasn't before. Is that better? Oh. It's amazing when you turn things on. Okay. Wink and a smile. So the last 3 months have been a very busy time. Sarah and I have been working on our executive meetings, and we've held them each month. Lots of behind-the-scene action, making meetings like this come to life. We've had setting up our bank accounts. We've done new remote invoice approval. We have spoken with a lot of you at the Modern Quilt Show. Who was at the Modern Quilt Show? Awesome. I was too. I saw a lot of you over the weekend. Had a lot of great chats with you. Who was at the Blue Mountains Quilt Show? Woohoo! Saw a lot of you there as well. Had a lot of conversations with you there too. There were so many ideas, we could barely get them through the door. I also met and spoke with a lot of new sponsors coming into the fold who will be representing at the Sydney Quilt Show, so that's very exciting. And from my point of view, both shows were a great success. A lot of people, a lot of food, a lot of quilts, a lot of fabric I bought. We won't talk about how much I bought. As well, when we got to the office, I don't know how many people have been to our office in the city? Quite a few. Have anyone ever noticed any of the holes in the walls and the cracks in the walls? Those are now gone. Yes, I love this space over here. So in my day job, I'm a facilities manager for Apple Computers. So I have a whole slew of tradies and such. So one of them volunteered their time, and they came in and gapped all the holes, and they've done the first coat of paint. So we're getting it back on track. So they're going to be returning in June for more paint work and anything else I need to pull in. I'm working with Donna to get a quote for a new framing system to hang our quilts. Has anyone ever helped set up? It's a rickety old structure. They do the job, and multiple quilt shows rent them out, and it also does the job. But how great would us to have a new one? So first we have to figure out exactly what we want. So Donna has sent me a production list. I've got that with one of my tradies who's scoping it out, is going to build us a prototype and then cost the whole thing for us, so we can see how much it would cost and how we can start setting some financial goals for that very valuable piece of equipment for all of us to use for our quilt shows. So stay tuned on that. The Juicy Juice Challenge is well underway. Who has signed up for the Juicy Juice Challenge? Okay. Oh, is there any left? There are 3. Sorry, missed out. Hold on. They were, yeah. So this got publicized on social media, in the newsletter. We are hosting a Juicy Juice. So Juicy Juice is our tutor for the Sydney Quilt Show 2026. Our guest tutor, he's from the US. If you are participating, and if you maybe didn't catch it quite soon enough, there are a block challenge where you use Juicy Juice fabric for things that start with G. And so those blocks are due back by July 31st. Is that right? Yeah. Thank you to Sarah, and the information is on our website with her return address. And there's a form you fill out and send it back with your block. She has received 10 so far. Wow. Everything from grandma to what else I see? Someone had done a giraffe. What was it? Yeah. Yeah. So lots of opportunity. I'm thinking gherkin for me, but A goat? Goat would work. Goat would work. Lots of G's. Just get it done. And then all the blocks that we have that will be at the show, if you do not require them back, we would like to keep them, and then we can turn them into community quilts. And that is then an additional opportunity for giving back to our community. Okay. The blog. If you have been to our website, the blog has been reactivated, and the lovely Erica Spinks is popping up stories about our quilt industry, including the latest interview with Juicy Juice. So if you would have an idea, or if you have some exciting news that you think would be great for a blog post, you can email her, erica.spinks at QuiltNSW, and she will put it all together, some pictures, and then we can share it with the wider community. Okay. Ooh.
Yes.
What was the question? No? Oh.
Did you say all the Juicy Juice blocks have been packaged?
So the packets have now,
They had a limited.
they had to limit it because we had the fabric donated to us by Free Spirit. And so,
There's none left.
and there is none left, yeah.
Okay.
So anytime we do a challenge that is a reminder, as soon as you hear about it, get in,
Sign up.
sign up.
Was 100?
There was 170 packets. 170 packets. There are 700 or so members. So yeah, what we did is we took all the fabric that Free Spirit donated to us. We cut it up into 9-inch squares, 10-inch squares, divvied it up to about 5 pieces per packet. 4, thank you. I was there. I should know these things. I was in the other room ironing. They sequestered me away.
I saw the pictures. You were having fun.
Oh yeah, exactly. I didn't get any of the champagne. So yeah, I didn't get any of it because it wasn't. Okay, so from there, the Sydney Quilt Show 2026 is well underway. Executive Committee recently approved Kay Jameson as the new Sydney Quilt Show coordinator. Bum, bum, bum. Round of applause. We will circle back to Kevin. I am going to spoil some thunder. We received 314 quilts this year, quilt entries this year. 15. You're just pulling things out now. 315. We'd like to have 300 to make it a worthwhile show, and that is without quilts from, say, like Juicy Juice or any of our other specialty programs or exhibitions that will happen. That is all from your members. Considering we have 700 members or so, that's about 50% rate. Love it. So if you have that deadline is now over, so you can't submit a quilt this year, but 2027, start thinking about it. So who submitted a quilt this year? Okay. Who did not submit a quilt this year? Ooh, this area, Anne Marie. You're a lot of talk for not a lot of entries. You're practicing. Okay. If I don't see a quilt from you next year, the challenge is on. You're on the list. You're on my list now. Okay. Acceptances will be dispatched via email the week of June 1st. So that's coming up in about 2 weeks. So look out for those. Sydney Quilt Show 2027 is also well underway. We're kind of like doing 2 shows at once. For those keeping score, next year, 2027 is our 45th anniversary of Quilt New South Wales, so it promises to be a big one, and we have a few surprises already lined up, and we can't wait to share those with you, which we will do so at our annual general meeting in November. So watch that space. Are you going to talk about dub changes, or shall I? Raffle tickets. Every year we raffle a quilt. Raffle tickets are completely optional. If you do not want to receive them, you can opt out of receiving them and just email the office at quiltnewsouthwales.com. Also, just coming up, other quilt opportunities. The new Quilt 2027. So this is going. So just as a highlight, this will return to Hawkesbury Regional Gallery from the 25th of June to the 19th of September 2027, so that's next year. start planning your entry now. There's information on the website. We tell you this now because the new quilt looks for opportunities that are outside of a traditional quilt. It's a lot more freeing in how you interpret that theme. So we would like you, if you're interested, to know about it so you can start working on that production now. We also want to thank the template, Deb Laurie, for becoming our new editor. Deb's not here today. No. Okay, but yeah, can we have a snaps for Deb because she got that out to you guys about a month ago. If you have stories, ideas, or want to help with layout or ad space or anything like that, please contact Deb. She is sort of a one-woman show sometimes, but I know we could probably use some more hands in that department. Also, the Isabel Lancaster Award nominations are now open until July 31st. So you can find that form on our website as well. We are going to hear from Sheila a little bit later about our retreat. Yes. So you're going to give us some updates, so I won't steal your thunder today. Next, we have a GAPS vacancy. We need a Friday showcase coordinator as part of the GAPS team. If anyone is interested, please come see me at any time today. The Friday Showcase organizes a demonstration or a trunk show, a show and tell, usually held in our office in the city on a Friday. And we need someone just to organize those times and own that program. If you're interested in getting more involved, yes, please come and see me at today's meeting. Today we also have Catherine Porter, who's going to be presenting her Molas of Panama. Did I say that right? Molas? Molas? So stick around after lunchtime for that. And now I also wanted to broach a more sensitive topic. And I'm going to tell you guys this because I want to lead with transparency in our organization. We've recently been made aware this week of some financial challenges and changes to Craft Alive, who is the event production company we partner with for the marketplace portion of the Sydney Quilt Show. We are working through the minimal information and the next steps that they have provided to us. And the executive committee held an emergency meeting on Thursday, 2 days ago, to approve engagement of pro bono legal counsel if we need it. Several of our members have connection to qualified legal expertise that we are hoping to engage. And we have another executive meeting this Thursday to further work on next steps. This is in no way will affect the proceeding of the 2026 Sydney Quilt Show, as that will definitely still be happening. I bring this to your attention as there have been a lot of emails that have flown to our marketplace vendors, and some of you in the room might be a marketplace vendor. And there have been, I've received phone calls, and the executive team have received phone calls from concerned members. Rest assured that the Sydney Quilt Show will proceed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, keep on sewing. It's all good. If you have concerns and want to discuss this privately, I will be here to discuss this with you privately as well.
Hello everyone, Carolyn here for membership. Just going to throw some stats at you. Currently our membership is sitting at 685 members, which I'm really pleased to let you know that since October last year, that's actually an increase. We had 613 in October last year, we have 685. So that's very good result, because there was a downward trend and that was a bit scary. So that's 685 members that we have as of last night. That includes 32 new members in this calendar year. So isn't that wonderful? So welcome to all our new members. And that's just a fantastic result. I'm so excited when I got those statistics. Now that includes 3 families and 2 groups. Yeah, so the 2 groups are from Queensland. I think they joined up because they were very interested in our insurance on the side, the public liability insurance. Now, I don't know if you remember the last time I threw some stats up on the board, was breaking down the profile of the ages of our members, and you could see that our members were all aging. So I did a quick breakdown of the members from these 32 new members that we've had this year, and all of them are over 50. So we had about 12 in their 50s, 13 in their 60s, and 70 or over. So fantastic result, but we're not bringing in the young people. So I've just processed 15. Just processed 15 new name badges. So if you did have a name badge on back order, they're here today. And any that don't get picked up today, I'll post out in the mail. And apologies to the lady who signed up the day after I put the order in. Happens every time. So there'll be a bit of a delay on that one. The other thing that's happened, and I think it's related to the quilt show, is that we've welcomed back 12 lapsed members. And that's just been in the last few weeks, so it sort of correlates with the opening and closing of the entries for the quilt show. So that's on top of the 32. Or sorry, there might be a slight overlay, but most of those are on top of the 32. So that's good. So the membership renewals for the 2027 financial year are now open, and they are due by the 1st of July. Already, including the new members automatically go through to 2027, but overall we have 92 members that have already gone through to 2027, so that's good. So the process has started. Now, to encourage you, we do have a membership
Sweetener.
Yes, membership sweetener going on. And so if you renew by the 15th of June, you will go in the draw for a very special prize. It's 2 tickets to the workshop, or 1 ticket to the workshop.
Juicy Juice lecture.
The Juicy Juice lecture. The details are in the e-newsletter that have gone out last month, so that's just a little sweetener to try and encourage people to renew by the 15th of June.
Small chance we haven't told people that it's really election yet.
Now, did you know that the membership can be accessed via an app on your phone? Like, we send out the link that takes you in through the webpage, the Quilt New South Wales website, but the company that we use for the membership database is called Wild Apricot, and Wild Apricot do have a members app. So if you go to the App Store and download Wild Apricot for members, it will take you to that screen that the website will take you to, and on there you can update your address, you can view your membership card, and you can renew your membership as well. So you can go in at any time. If you move or you want to update your phone number or something like that, you can go in at any time during the year and update your profile, your member profile at any time, and then you can renew via the website or the app. So the membership fees for 2027 are basically unchanged. The individual members are still $70 a year, and the groups are still $110. However, when we put those figures into the template this year, I slipped up a little bit and showed that the junior membership was $35 a year, which is what it was in the past. However, this is incorrect. The amount is actually zero. The decision was made to attract new junior members by reducing the membership for juniors to zero. So fingers crossed, we'll see if that helps us get some more members into the guild. And apologies for that error. All quiet pretty much this time of the year for the group insurance. We have closed off the insurance form for 2026 because it's only got 6 weeks to go. If any groups out there do need insurance for 6 weeks, we can arrange something in the background, and the new form will be available from the 15th of June. So just keep in mind that I can't issue the certificates of compliance for the public liability insurance until the Quilt New South Wales policy is in place, because it's part of that process. So I store them up, and as soon as we sort out and finalise the certificate for Quilt New South Wales, then our broker can attach all the individual groups to that policy and I can start issuing them. So That's it from me. Are there any questions? All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, the next topic is communications. Molly spoke briefly before about a couple of things around the website and so forth, but I'm going to read to you the template report that has come from Deborah Laurie. So I'm just making it a bit bigger so I can read it. Okay, so the next template is planned for early August. The deadline for articles is the end of June to give enough time for proofreading. If any group has had a show, I'd love to receive an article with photos. Similarly, if a member has a quilt or quilts on display in other exhibitions, both in Australia or abroad, or indeed teachers at an event, I'd like to include details along with photos to inform the current membership and document what's happening for historical reasons. Other inclusions will be the pop-up sewing days, the May general meeting at Burwood, so today. So there'll be a lovely article about Catherine's presentation, and the Quilt New South Wales retreat. I'm always happy to receive interesting articles. Please email me at template.editor@quiltnewsouthwales.com. If you need those details, come and see me at some time during today and I'll repeat them to you. This issue does not have a group of quilts such as the Sydney Quilt Show or the Suitcase Challenge, so there is more room for member stories. And that's Deb's report, short and sweet. So if you have anything you'd like to report to our larger membership, please get in contact with Deborah. Okay. So I'm going to hand the.
You're next.
Oh, am I next?
Meeting coordinator.
Oh yes, I am. Okay. Sorry, I didn't.
Hand it off to yourself.
Put it in my right hand. So a very short report for the meeting coordinators. So we've got 2 more meetings this year. One in August and our AGM in November. I have the August show is our usual plan, is our market day. So I will be sending out, probably in July, there'll be a note in the July newsletter if you want to have a table where you're going to sell your treasures or someone else's treasures, then contact me and we'll set aside a place for you. I think it's a $5 fee for a table. There are limited spaces, as you can see. This room is pretty large, but there's a lot of us here, so we normally have the tables set up along the back and down the side where the dartboards are. So it's about, I think 9 or 10 tables is about all we can accommodate. So first in, best dressed. So just keep an eye out for the July newsletter. And then November is our AGM. So that's a big meeting, and we also try to get some of our key prize winners from the Sydney show to come along and talk to us about their quilts. So stay tuned for that one. So I'm starting to turn my mind to what we can do for next year. So and I've had a few emails with some really good suggestions which I'm following up. If you have any great ideas, or you've come across someone who's really interesting, or you've got something you'd really like to tell the group about, send me a message or come and have a chat with me today. So that's the general meeting report. So I'm going to hand over now to Kay to talk about the show.
I've got the microphone back.
Yeah.
That's all right. So, about 6 weeks ago, I spoke to Molly and Sarah. I've been pseudo kind of behind the scenes doing things for the Sydney Quilt Show. And it was like, well, you're doing it anyway, Kay, so, you know, come on board again. So here I am. To kind of fix this arm, he keeps on sticking his hand up in the air, so some surgery is required for that to happen. But super excited to be your Sydney Culture Coordinator. Lots of planning going on at the moment. We're super excited. Molly stole most of my thunder earlier, so I'm going to have to have words.
Repeat it, it's worth repeating.
So, super entries this year, 315 quilts across all our categories. Couple of concerning categories though, peeps. Applique quilts. Professional applique only 6 and amateur applique only 3. So I don't know if this is like a trend we're seeing with those quilts that take longer and people not interested in doing them, but it's a beautiful skill. And last year's winner, as on the bookmark that you might have had, is Sue Cody's beautiful applique quilt from last year. So let's not lose those skills, right? It's always beautiful to see the variation of quilts that we have at the show. So I don't want our appliqués out there to feel a little unloved. We do have a good applique quilt, so share that news around. The modern categories have done well again this year, but the negative space or minimal design seems to be something that is always a bit of a hiccup, I think. I don't think people kind of understand what that category is. We've got a great article coming out in the template next month, kind of diving into what is negative space and minimal design, and like the concepts and for those categories as well. So, you know, as I say, every day is a school day, so always an opportunity to learn something new. For me, that's probably every 5 minutes as I trip over something, but that is okay. So yeah, at the moment we've finished all our entry checking and make sure that all the entries are there. Still, people kind of get width and length the wrong way around, so there's always a few questions going, are you really sure that's your dimensions? So we've had great responses from the members that we've queried on those and they've responded back pretty quickly. We only had this year really great that not many people had issues loading photos. So there's always been a bit of a tricky thing in the past, except for Claire. No,
Our social media.
It was the payment that was the problem. But I'm going to blame Claire anyway. Yes, I had to do some phone support to help Claire get across the line there, so that was fine. My pose of deduction is still there, so it was great. But before we had like a 4 megabit limit on photo files, we've upped that a little bit. And before you could only load like a JPEG file. Well now, you know, your Apple phone, when it takes a photo, it's a different file. It's a HCIE file. And if you take your phone on your Android phone, guess what? It's a different file now. It's a HEIA file. So we've allowed those files to be loaded up now because we can manage all types of photos now, not just JPEG, so that's great. So you don't have to go and rename your photo to a JPEG and do all that kind of like quirky photo editing. You can just load it straight up from your iPhone, your iPad, or your Android phone. So we hope that has made the process a little easier for everybody, and that the size at 7 megabits, we didn't have a problem with any file sizes this year, so another nice win for the form that seems to be running really well. If you've got any feedback on the form too, we're happy to take that on board. Anything we can make simpler for you. We put some logic in as well this year, so as soon as you fix joy of sharing, all the other stuff that you have to put in disappears while you makes the form a little simpler. And that is our second favourite category this year, the joy of sharing. So I'm really super pleased about this because not everybody wants their quilts judged, but you're happy to have it there on display. And we have a breadth and depth of members across the board. Some are really skilled up there. Our appliqueurs, where are you? You know, that do that needle turn and beautiful, but we also have beginners. And we have on average around 3,000 people come through the door of the show. Not everybody has been quilting for the length of time that people in this room have been quilting, so it's always great to see some of those simpler quilts, easier to put together quilts, so other people can see it's achievable too. You don't have to be the Sue Cody's of the world with the beautiful applique. You can do some of those simple quilts as well. So mine this year is pretty simple, because that's pretty much all I had time for, but that's okay, I'm okay with that, right? So that joy of sharing category, if you don't want it judged, please put it in. It's beautiful to see quilts of all shapes and sizes. because our members are all shapes and sizes. So it's a good demonstration of what we're capable of doing. So thank you for giving the joy of sharing that love. I really appreciate it. Yes, Trudy?
On the form, on the
Yep.
entry form,
Yep.
I wonder if you could change that question about would you like your quilt to be touring as best of show?
Yeah.
Now, many of us are never going to get to that level. Can't you have it as not applicable?
Yeah, we
Where
can
it's
say,
a
yeah,
yes or no.
absolutely. Yeah, we can have a look at that. Sure.
Yeah, I think it needs to be changed from a yes or and no.
Why can't you just say no?
Well, you can, but it seems.
You're not gonna hurt my feelings by saying no.
No, absolutely, Shady. No, you know what? We'll have a look at it. So those of you who've been around for a little while, I've been on it, I put in a process called Stop, Start, Keep. And I love this process because it allows us to be critical around what we do without making it personal. Like play the ball, not the man, right? Our ball is the Sydney Quilt Show, and how do we make that better year on year for the background processes? So it was really easy. When I said I wanted to do this, everybody's like, no. And I'm like, it'll be good, and everybody's like, no. And I'm like, it'll be awesome, and everybody's like, no. And I'm like, we're doing it anyway, yay! So, stop, start, keep, what does that mean? What do we stop doing? What doesn't work for us anymore, right? What can we do? What are we doing that is not a process we want to continue? It doesn't really work for us. Everything's changed. How can we stop doing those things that are irrelevant anymore? What do we start doing? What do we start doing we think that our members want to do? What do we kind of think, hey, this would be cool? And the split of the modern category came out of that started, right? It started like, let's split the modern category from 1 into 3 so people with those modern quilts know where to put them. So that was what we started doing. And then what do we keep doing? What working really, really well and we don't ever want to let go of because it's like one of our key features of the show. What do we keep doing because it works well and it really adds benefit to our members? So if you have anything like that, what do we stop doing? What do we start doing? What do we keep doing? Please send them in because it goes into a review session at the end of every show and we go, okay, what's the feedback? What do we stop? What do we start? We consolidate them all and we go through all the stops, all the starts and all the keeps and we go, that's a really good idea, let's do that. Yeah, fully agree, that needs to go, in the bin it goes, right? So we are open to that. We don't see it as any reflection on what we do, but it's an opportunity for us to keep re-evaluating the show and keep making it better. And joy of sharing came out of that process. So you can see some of the outcomes of that process are actually in the show today of what if we start doing, what if we stop doing, or what do we keep doing. So please send that feedback into us. SQS coordinator, send the email in. If you have any ideas or you think, well, we should stop, start, or keep, please send those in because every voice is heard, every opinion matters, and we do take those into consideration when we go through those recommendations. And from the Sydney team, from judging, like the whole process, we get feedback on everything, and we try to make those improvements for you. Whew, that's a lot. Okay, so I sort of alluded there will be yes.
What category would you then classify static code?
Other. It goes into other techniques. Yeah. So yeah, so it would go into other techniques. Yeah. Also, this year there's no coverlets, and that's in other techniques. So it's a bit of a shame that our coverlet makers out there is kind of. And that was a category. Is there 2 coverlets?
I got an update to put it in the text for text writing of one of the quilt stories.
Is it
So
one's
for the same person, 2 for the same.
Is that? Okay. I didn't see those. Mind you, there was 350 entries, so you can give me a pass on this in 2. So you know we've had more in the past, so it's always interesting to see how these go. Because you know a couple of years ago, coverlet was possibly a category that was going to be discontinued, but that got rolled into other techniques, so we can make sure those coverlets can still be shown at the show. So pretty good overall. So keep those entries coming for next year. As we have on the screen, this is our volunteer badge for this year. So
I like it. I can take it for the applause.
last year's badge was extremely popular, but we have none left. The only way you're going to get badge is if you volunteer at show. Badge, show, volunteering equals badge. The only way you're going to get it, I'm having them at the lock and key, and on pain of death, you're only going to get a badge if you volunteer at the show. We have them, they're beautiful. Obviously the image comes off our raffle quilt every year, so this is part of the raffle quilt. It's the funky Dresden in the middle of the raffle quilt. We thought it would be a lovely badge this year. So please volunteer. It's like, you can just do a white glove session for a couple of hours. We don't need you to, if you can come to set up and pull down, that's like, hey, all hands, make a light load. But the volunteering app will be opening in August, where you can sign up for a session, like you can do takedown, put up, white glove during that process. So all volunteers are welcome, but you will get the lovely badge if you do. And the only way you're going to get the badge is if you do. So if you want the badge, what have you got to do? Yay! Look at this going! Woohoo! Awesome. So and it's really lovely. The image doesn't do it the justice. It's as all pictures, they don't really give you the full view of it. But it's another beautiful badge that we've got for this year. Now, as Molly sort of mentioned and the membership mentioned, we're giving away some trunk show tickets, and many people probably don't know there's a trunk show. So I might kind of give you that one. So as you know, we've got Juicy Juice coming this year. So he is obviously a fabric designer for Free Spirit and a teacher. He lives out of New York, so he's got a fair trip to come to us with a few legs, I think. So it'll be fun to have him here. His real name is Giuseppe. Hence why the Juicy Juice is spelled the way it is, because he's obviously taken the G-I-E from his name, which for my spell check went like really off the wires. I think I've spelled it every combination that you can, and it's always wrong.
Social media doesn't like it either.
No, but he is a beautiful quilter. He does a lot of foundation paper piecing and English paper piecing. He's going to be doing workshops at the show this year. So you'll be able to sign up and do a workshop with him. He does, if anybody's into miniatures, he does like a really fine foundation paper piecing. So I want to get into that one. I have to get in early. So that's good. But he's also bringing his quilts, and he's going to be doing a trunk show for us. So you get to learn about his process, his fabric, how he designs his fabric, and ask questions. And he's super fun and very open with his feedback as well, to tell you anything you want to know. So it's going to be a fun thing to come along and listen to Giuseppe speak about his process, his fabric, his quilt making journey as well. It's very hard to get international people here, especially after the Americans decided to blow up the Middle East, which is always a fun thing for them to do. But we are lucky that he's travelling all the way down under from New York. So I hope that we fill that trunk show and his workshops and make him feel very welcome here when he comes to Australia, and show him how marvellous we are as Australians. I can actually call myself an Aussie now, so I'm good with that.
He's judging the block challenge.
Oh yes, and those lovely G blocks you're doing with his fabric, the Juicy Juice Challenge, he will be judging that as well and giving a prize out. So there's another reason to make sure you get those Juicy Juice blocks in to Sarah, because you will go up on the wall for Giuseppe to judge those blocks and possibly win a prize with your most creative what starts with G. Now, I've probably been speaking a little while because I've probably got the biggest update. So if you've got any questions, I'm sitting over here. If you want any kind of updates on the show, I'm happy to share that with you. But and on top of the thing, we run the show. It's our show. It's not anybody else's show. It's Quilt New South Wales show. And over the last 4 years, we've gone from strength to strength. And we will continue to go from strength to strength, because there is no way in God's earth I'm going to let it fail. That might be my stubborn Welshness coming through there, and a bit of a dragon. But yeah, we're kind of really excited with this year's show, and I'm going to continue on our 4 years of getting better every year. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Kay. I'm very much looking forward to the show this year. It's going to be a great one. I love Juicy Juice, so I've known Juicy for 10 plus years. When he first started out, we were in a round robin quilt along together. And I remember the first blocks he sent me to add to his quilt and send back to him. So it's been quite an experience seeing him grow into such a strong presence in the quilt world, and now we're having him as our guest tutor. So I'm very excited. Excuse me. I'm going to step into some gaps reports now for the guild office and the appraisals, if that's okay, Sandra. Or do you have something that you would like?
No, I'm fine, you go ahead.
Go ahead. So office, so Marie has sent us a office report. As I alluded to earlier, there's been some repairs done to the office. We've had recently a large amount of shredding has taken place. As I also mentioned before, if you do not want to receive raffle tickets, please email the office at QuiltNSW. We will be closing the office for the entire month of September. We do that every year to support the Sydney Quilt Show, so just be mindful of that. And we are still working on how do we call it? A list of retailers, an online retail list. And the office team has been really great in assembling some of that information for us so that we can put it on our QuiltNSW website. And that is office appraisal reports. So we have announcing 2 dates for appraisal in the office, June 1st and August 10th. Remembering that, June 1st, August 10th, yeah.
No, that's fine. I don't know the August 10th. I'm going to put it up on social media this week as well, but I'll put both dates up for social media. Thank you.
Awesome. The email address for appraisals, appraisal at QuiltNSW. Appraisal at QuiltNSW, yeah. So if you would like to schedule, those are your days you're going to be targeting, June 1st and August 10th. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you forgot that bit. You told me you were taking that.
You'll have to give it the mic.
Okay, one second. I don't have that date on.
No, I don't have dates.
Oh, okay. Come join us. This is your bag of chips. Bag of quilts. I'm kidding. Everyone.
I'm Sandra
Sandra.
Lyons. I'm the coordinator for appraisals. This year we've had very few people bring their quilts to the office. Everyone gets a free appraisal with their membership renewal, and anyone who wins a prize at the show gets a free appraisal. So there's a hell of a lot of free appraisals sitting in people's cupboards or wherever that haven't been used. Normally we would run an appraisal day once a month. We've had one this year, and I've had to cancel because I won't do it unless we have 5 people, 5 quilts. Could all be from one person. So we decided that we would take a different track, and we have been approaching groups and saying to groups, if you can get together a number of quilts, we can come to you. So we did a big trip up to Gunnellabar, right up near Ballina in November, and then another one. We did a trip, stopped at Old Bar and did a whole lot more there, so we were away for a week. We're not going to do that sort of trip again because it was too onerous, the 3 of us. But we will travel and go to groups. We haven't yet got dates for that, but that doesn't matter. What matters is we are only doing 2 in Sydney, and those are the dates that Molly's just given you, the 1st of June and the 10th of August. Thank you.
Any questions about appraisals? One thing, what? Yes.
Once you put your name down that you want to get quickly, no. once you decide you want to get your quilt appraised and you go online to do that, where do you send the quilt or take the quilt?
The appraisals are normally held in the Quilt New South Wales office.
In the office.
Unless we happen to be doing it at a group, in which case it would go to the group. But you need a form that I would email to you to complete
So
ahead
would
of
you,
time.
so you do that well before June 1st or?
Please don't just show up at the office with your quilt expecting to get it appraised.
No,
Because we need all that information first. I need to input that information into the computer before I start. Otherwise, I'm spending all day on the computer.
Just doing admin.
And it means that we're short-staffed with, because we have to have a minimum of 3 people
to do
appraising
that,
the
yes,
quilt.
that's all, okay, thank you.
In the back.
Yep, so I have just gone through this process and put into, but it is paper form. Is there any chance that we can move to an electronic one at some point?
No.
I'm sure that is being discussed along the way.
And I will tell you.
Involved in those
Yeah.
discussions.
I am involved in those discussions, and we absolutely would love to. We would also love to do everything, right? We are running on a skeletal crew right now, and every ask is a absolutely yes if we could make it happen with the people that we have to make it happen. So yes, soon, maybe someday, but great idea. Kay, we were going to talk about, we had to circle back to the Sydney Quilt Show because we had a small detail change. Do you want to just tell us about the doves this year? Because there's been a small detail change to how the doves are run, or potential.
So with the doves this year, we had a bit of a hiccup last year with postals, where 2 very large heavy quilts came in tea chest boxes in the middle of the rain, so the boxes got wet and disintegrated as the dove was carrying them up her stairs to a first floor apartment. So we've kind of tightened the rules on packages to make sure that you use an Australia Post approved package, and that you include return postage in that package, that you don't just send us an envelope of stamps and hope for the best. We've tightened up that and the process for doves. It'll all be in the letter that you get, your entry confirmation letter that comes out in the week of the 1st of June, on your dove and the dove process, and what we kind of put really detailed instructions in there around postal quilts. So please, if you've got anybody that posts them in, we're all volunteers, and you can't always pick up a tea chest box with 2 large quilts in it. It was about 18-20 kilos, the box, which is too much for any one person unless you're a weightlifter, and have superwoman strength. Now, I forgot my starry knickers today, so sorry, can't be superwoman, but I do love superwoman, and I prefer the old one from the 70s. Just if you're going to go television, you want to go old school television, right? There's just that change to postals, and we're always looking for new doves, and we're going to set up a bit of a system, like a relay where you pass the baton on to the next runner. That if you can be a dove but you can't get to judging, that's okay. That's what Lynn does here. She's a relay dove.
I have 2 runners, one to pick them up and take them to judging, and one who collects them after the show. So you can share the job. You don't have to do all of that.
So you can share the job of being a dove, like you can collect them and then pass them on to the next person, or bring them to judging, or bring them home to you. So like as you pass that baton on in a relay, we know that it makes the process a little easier. So if you want to be a judge but you can't get to judging, that's great, because we can probably get somebody to you to pick them up and get that baton running to us. So there's that. So we want to try to make the judging process and the dove process as easy as possible. We know that there are people out there that would like to volunteer to be a dove but can't get to judging. Don't think that is a roadblock to you becoming a dove. The other thing we ask for our doves is, when you get a quilt, measure it right away, If there's any change, please email Quilt Show or Quilt New South Wales, because it does affect the layout. So the layout is being done at the moment, and you Molly mentioned Donna earlier. She spends a significant amount of time doing the layout to make sure that the equipment is there for that quilt. It's okay if it shrinks a little bit. It's really, really difficult if it grows. Last year we had a quilt grow a meter in every direction, which is not. Well, mine was a bit more colourful than that. It was bleep bleep bleep. What the bleep bleep bleep? How the hell are we bleep bleep bleep? So that was my sort of reaction to it. But I was at home, so that was okay. I was in a safe space. But yes, we can't have that because where it was supposed to be, it wouldn't fit on the foot. So we had to readjust. But we were lucky. We had a withdrawal, so it went into that spot, but it was out of numerical order then. Yeah, so it's important that if we catch it early, we can adjust. If that happens again, the person will be told that we can't hold the quilt, we can't hang it. It'll go to judging, we'll go through the process, but we can't hang something that grows by a meter. It was only pure luck last year that one was withdrawn, but we just, it's really hard to kind of handle something that grows by a meter in every direction. Yes, there was a moment, shall we say, between Donna and I, and there was like, if you had to put on telly, there would have been lots of bleeps involved. Most of you know me well enough to know that that would have happened. So, if you want to be a dove, please email in. If you can't get to judging, that's okay. We can get a runner or a baton runner to you. And please measure your quilts as soon as you get them. And if they differ from what you've given, please let us know right away, because then we can adjust the layout accordingly. Again, okay if they shrink, not okay if they grow. And if you are growing fabric, I really want to know the secret to that, because I would love that insider knowledge. So thanks everybody. Who's next?
It's pop-up sewing days. So I'm going to read the pop-up sewing day report that comes from Jenny Chapman. Lovely Jenny. Okay, right. Okay, so Jenny says, due to looking after my mum after a hip replacement for 4.5 months, we finally had our very first pop-up day for the year. It was held at Post Office Patchwork, Glenbrook. It's up in the Blue Mountains on Friday the 17th of April. And as Judy had a stall at the Blue Mountains show in Warriewood, we looked after her, by her lovely sister Elizabeth. A couple of ladies were unable to attend on the day after booking, however we still had a great number attend. We had a busload from Illawarra quilters call into the shop, not all at once though, and chat to us on their way to the quilt show, as well as many other ladies, some of who had already visited the show. The $25 gift vouchers, courtesy of Quilt New South Wales, were won by Kerry and Catherine. So if either of you are here today, well done. What we got to do on the day will be in the next template issues, so I won't bore you with too much information. I would like to thank Judy for allowing members to attend on the day, and her sister Elizabeth for looking after us. You both would have been exhausted. I would also like to thank Wendy, Catherine and Jenny for helping with morning tea and for their friendship and fun over the weekend, as well as Anne-Marie, Kerry, Francis and Roz for a great day of chatting, laughter, quizzing, show and tell, lunch and a bit of sewing on the side, which makes the day so successful. I hope to see you again soon, and for those who have missed out, well, one day, maybe. And I have been on a couple of the pop-up sewing days, and they are a lot of fun. So if you're thinking about it and there's one close by, or maybe not close by, but at a shop you maybe haven't checked out before, it's worth thinking about it. So a big thank you, says Jenny, to whoever read my report, so that's me, yay. I appreciate it, and she says, have a great day, everybody. So I don't know if we've got dates for other pop-up days.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
And there were some cancellations, so that there are still vacancies.
Okay, so if you're interested in going to So Can I next Saturday, out there Penrith, I think you jump online to
So
book,
go
don't you?
online and you need to book in
Yep.
online.
Yep. Yes.
It doesn't cost you anything to go.
Yeah.
One quick question, is there any chance that there will ever be anything other than on a Saturday?
That is a good question. We could, that's something worth considering.
They used to be at other days.
Right,
I never get to them because
you're busy?
Saturdays for me,
Right.
I have to give something up to come through.
right. Yeah, well, I guess Sundays, of course, but even if there's a long weekend,
I mean,
maybe on a Monday.
The democracy of our
Yes.
I
Yep.
would thought there's a lot of people
Or even during the
who
week.
aren't working and they're on late.
Okay, I will put that suggestion to Jenny. I know Jenny she lives north of Tamworth, I think, and she travels to every event. So some of it may be around her logistics as well, but you know, there may be occasions she can organise something and she can't get there, that's okay. So, okay.
All of this years have been already booked, and they are all, they're all Saturdays.
Yeah. But look, I can pass that note on to Jenny and say, hey, if you're thinking of popping another one in, what about middle of the week or something? So I'll see what she says. So thanks for that suggestion. Oh, hey, what report is next? So quilt retreats. So Sheila, where have we got?
Hello everyone. We're only 6 weeks away. Can you believe it? 6 weeks till retreat time. It's actually gone incredibly smoothly. Everyone's responded to emails and planning once we chose our venue has just gone together really well. So I can't complain in terms of how it's going so far. Final fees for the registration is due today, and I got all but 6 so far that I've paid, and a few more that I've promised me payment in the next day or so. So that is moving forward. I will go to my waiting list if some of those people choose not to go here in the 11th hour. I've had several people that volunteered to do a mini 10-minute tutorial at the show. Or at the retreat, and I will be emailing those people individually. But if they're here and want to give me their topic, that would be much appreciated. Yeah, most of my correspondence with the group has been through email because it only affects 34 people. But I think everyone's pretty well informed of what's happening and all that sort of thing. I plan to go back to Mount Carmel Retreat hopefully next week, just to make sure I have a lay of the land and know where the hallways are and the PowerPoints are and all the different things. So I will be sharing that with the retreat attendees as well. We have tentatively booked in some dates for 2027. It went out in the e-newsletter, but July 15th to the 18th for 2027, you will have the option to stay for 2 nights or 3 nights once again. It's over a weekend, a Thursday to Sunday or a Friday to Sunday. Once again, and also I'm encouraging people that if you do live near by to someone else attending, the list has gone out numerous times, is to consider carpooling because costs obviously are through the roof right now. If you need me to provide email or phone numbers for people that live nearby, I can do that. Just send me an email at retreat. Questions?
Sorry. If everybody does drive, will there be sufficient parking?
There is a ton of parking. Yes, there's a ton of parking available. So that's not an issue. All good. Any other questions? Yes?
Did you find out if there was any way that people could just visit for part of the day?
We chose not to do a day rate mainly because this is our first time at the venue and we're unsure about space. That may be something we talk about in a subsequent year. But table space and physical space right now is our concern.
And there's the Darrell shop that's out there somewhere.
That will go out on an email. I'm actually going to stop in and see if it's a worthwhile visit.
But, you know, Sheila should be able to do her own very important research.
It is a little awkward to get here. So I used to work out in Ingleburn, so I used to have to drive past it every time I went home. Oh no, she said. So you've got to come off the highway, around the roundabout, and go off the motorway, and come back around the roundabout and go back up to it. So you need to kind of like do a bit of a U-turn to get into it because it's on the, as you come in, it's on the left-hand side. So you need to come down and around it.
Sure.
There's parking. There's plenty of parking. If you like liquor, it's the place to come in.
I'm sure we can carpool for that.
And I don't believe they're open on Sunday, so you'll have to stop there on the way. What?
Thursday on the way.
Right, you'll have to stop there on the way on either Thursday or Friday, or
Send us the address when you send
I will. It'll go out in an email of the actual physical address, so you can put it in your GPS. All good. Like I said, looking forward to it, and I hope those that are here are also excited.
Thanks, Sheila.
You bet.
Okay, so there's a couple more reports. Again, I'm going to read the suitcase challenge report that has come from Rebecca. Okay, so the current Stripes Challenge suitcase, so that was our challenge for last year. So all of those entries are now in a suitcase and travelling around. It's very popular, reports Rebecca. Since the last general meeting in February, it travelled to Maxville on the north coast to be displayed at the Veranda Post Patchworkers Quilt Show in March. In May, it went to Wentworth Quilters. Boy, it's clocking up miles. Because Wentworth is totally the opposite direction. For their monthly meeting, and was very well received. In fact, they have already booked the Diamond Challenge, which is, for those of you that aren't aware, that's our suitcase challenge for this year. And yeah, they booked that for May 27. In a fortnight, the suitcase is going to Kempsey for a meeting of Mid-North Coast Quilters, so wow. If it was a frequent flyer, it'd be doing well. I hope you're all working on your Diamonds Are Forever entries. The closing date is 9th of October. Further details and the entry form are on our website under Activities and Events. For those of you who are new to the Guild and new to the general meeting, the Suitcase Challenge, we have a theme every year. And you create a miniature quilt, so 12 inches by, it's 40 centimetres by 40 centimetres, isn't it? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's your size. And we put a display of them, they're judged, and we display them at our AGM in November, and people here, so we get a viewer's choice. So you can vote for your favourites, and then the following year, we put them in the suitcase, hence why it's called the Suitcase Challenge, and we offer them to groups all around the state to display them at meetings, quilt shows, whatever. It's a lot of fun, and also that will be displayed at this year's show? No, it will be the Stripes, won't it? Yeah, so last year's challenge will be displayed at this year's show. So last year we had a wall with the black and white entries, and they looked fabulous. As you came down through the middle of the quilt show. So if you're interested, jump on the website and get your thinking cap going. What can you create under that theme? So Diamonds Are Forever, all sorts of things. Yeah, and get sewing. I mean, 9th of October, you've got a while yet. Rebecca also says there are still a number of 2023 Songlines Challenge quilts in the Quilt New South Wales office ready for collection. The office is open Wednesdays and Fridays between 11 and 2. If you live outside Sydney and would like it mailed back, please contact Rebecca at challenge@quiltnewsouthwales.com. So if you did put in a songline challenge and you've forgotten to go and get it, here's a reminder for you. So does anybody have any questions about the suitcase challenge? No? Cool. Alrighty, so wearing another hat, I'm going to give you a quick library report. So I spoke about the activities for the library back in February, and we have been busy. So we've at the moment we're well underway creating an electronic catalogue of everything in our collection. The ladies in our office volunteers have been helping with that, and we're almost there. There's a few more, I think there'll be a bit of a push to get, there's a few quirky things that we need to deal with. But the next steps, as Andrea mentioned before, we now have to value that collection, and that has to be done by the end of June. So that's the first thing. The next thing is setting up an online tool that will be on the website where all of you can search the catalogue, find out what books and other materials we have in our collection, and you can come and borrow them. There will be some specific items that will be for reference only in the Guild office, and that's usually either very rare, valuable items, or ones that are just far too big to post, because we do post books and various other things out to people if they can't get into the office. And I think you pay return postage, don't you? Yep. So stay tuned for when we get that app up and running. So it means you don't have to come into the office and look at the paper lists that we've currently got of what's in the collection. And the other thing that I've started working on is creating a library policy. So, you know, what are the things, what are the principles that we have about our collection and how we manage it and how we retain them and so forth. So there's quite a bit of work going on in that space, and I've got names of some people who said they'd like to help me with this process. I haven't forgotten about you. There will be some work for you to do in the short term, and I'll be in touch. And that's my library report. Oh, and the other thing, if you have any ideas for books that you would like in the collection, feel free to contact me. I will add them to the list, but at the moment I don't think we have a set. Huh?
We've got plenty.
Oh, we've got plenty of books, but we are also having a bit of a cull. Looking at things that, particularly if we've got 2 or 3 copies of something, maybe we don't need 2 or 3 copies, and various other things. So if you have any suggestions, happy to consider them. Can't guarantee they'll end up in the collection, but nice to be aware of them. Also, the one thing we haven't really talked about or thought about yet is electronic materials. Because at the moment our collection is very much hard copy. But I mean, if any of you that belong to public libraries and so forth, you know that there's a lot of e-books that you can read and borrow. So that is another facet of our collection that, again, as Molly was saying, looking into the future that we'll be thinking about as well. Hello.
How are you going to value the collection?
At the moment we have 2 sources for valuing the collection. We have a big hardcover book that has a record of everything that was bought and what was paid for it at the time.
Maybe I can talk about
Oh yeah, Andrea, yeah, let the accountant, she's better.
Thanks. So the accounting principle that we're using is replacement cost. So I'm currently using the app Booko, which I don't know if anyone is familiar with. If you were sort of searching for a title. So what that does is tells you 3 things. Is it still available as a new book and what the price is in Australian dollars? Is it available as a second-hand book and what the price is in Australian dollars? Or is it not available at all, in which case we would record $0 as the current valuation. So that's the basis for the valuation. So I'm spending some time diving into every record, so the options are to value a representative sample and then extrapolate by the number of books, or to actually determine the value of every book. That will be a time issue, and there's pros and cons of each, but that's the basis for calculating that. But the accounting principle is replacement cost.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Alan, do you want to come join us? I wanted to invite Alan to the lectern and tell us about our new block of the quarter program. Are you going me to hold it for you? Okay.
Wait until you
Wait.
Good afternoon, everybody, and it is afternoon now. I'm very pleased to announce that Block of the Quarter is going to be back with the Guild. The Guild used to do a block of whatever meeting we had in the old days, when we had monthly meetings and then every 2 months, every 3 months. And I suggested to the committee that we look at this, particularly for country members who can't get to the meetings but still like to be involved with the one that we have at the meetings. So the blocks for this year are actually 14.5 inches. So they're substantial size blocks, which means that they have big pieces. Because some of the blocks that I looked at were like 6 inches, and I thought, no way are you guys going to sit down and start cutting up 1.5 inch squares. So the first block has 2.5 and 3 inch squares to it. The system for the block of the quarter is that you will be sent the information, and it'll be coming out very shortly. You will have 3 months until the next meeting day to produce your block. Whether you post it into the Guild, drop it into the Guild office, or if you're coming early on the meeting day, bring it in on the meeting day. They will be divided into groups of 6, or depending how many blocks we get. Each block, of course, will have your name and contact details on a piece of paper, just stitched to it lightly, and we will draw one name out of each section of blocks, packet of blocks, and that person will win that bag of blocks. So you'll be able to go home and busy yourself making a quilt. It doesn't have to be a quilt. Some of these blocks that I've picked, the first 3 for the rest of the year, are very suitable for making a cushion, a bag, you know, a cover for your mix master, whatever you want to do with them. We would like to see what you're going to do, because we are going to follow the people who are selected with the winning blocks, for example. So we'd like to see what you're going to do with them and all the rest of it. Okay.
How will we receive the information?
You'll receive it electronically. It'll either come out into your e-newsletter, or
it'll be posted on the website as well.
Posted on the website, yes. So all the instructions are there. If you have any problems, just get hold of me at the junior coordinator email. It should be fairly straightforward. For beginners, we'll see. It'll just be interesting to see the response, because we haven't done this for quite a while, so it's going to be interesting to gauge the response that we're going to get. I'm hoping that particularly everyone here today might make a block, or 2, half a dozen. They can be addictive, some of them. Once you start cutting, it's easy to cut for 3 blocks and all the rest of it. You chain these, and these are 2 of the, because now you know the first block's a strawberry.
behind you, Alan. Yeah, so we're on the screen.
I don't have eyes in the back of my head.
Question, Alan. Does each person get 1 entry, or does each block get an entry?
Each block gets an entry. So the more blocks you do, the more chances you have of winning a whole collection of blocks. So in order, rather than showing you single blocks, I've spent the last couple of days at Uluru, would you believe, piecing together a very big strawberry quilt.
This is great.
So today you can go home and say to your partners, well, at the meeting today, I saw a guy and he had the biggest red strawberry. So this is the sort of thing you could end up making with your strawberry blocks, for example. The strawberry block is not complicated. It's a grid structure block, and the techniques are the important part because each block of the quarter will have new techniques for some of you. So you've got half square triangles and a little bit of precision sewing to get some of the pattern pieces to match. Mine aren't exactly matching sometimes, but strawberries have niggles out of them and dings, and there's no two strawberries alike.
I think one of the most important parts of it is just make sure your block is sized correctly.
Yes, they must be 14.5 inches raw because they finish at 14 inches. Now these blocks here are to have a 2.5 inch sashing on each side to bring them up to 14.5. But whether you decide to do that or not is completely up to you. But we would like to see what you make with the blocks, more importantly. Now I've seen recently, one of my students made for a goth daughter a beautiful goth strawberry quilt which had a huge spider in the top. Dangling down from the cobwebs were all these purple bat strawberries. Not that I suggest you go to those extremes, but there are a huge variety of colours and prints you can use in your strawberry blocks. You would be amazed what the prints are in these blocks when you look closer.
But we are asking for red and green, yes?
Yes.
For the
Preliminary
the
red and
purposes of
green.
the swap. Red
Now
and
some strawberries are pale at the top and dark at the bottom, but as you start laying out your fabrics, you'll soon come and see a colourway. Some of these here are recycled Christmas fabrics, sports fabrics, a bit of African fabric, spots, checks, anything like that at all. And they don't have to be all dark colours, they can be darks and lights. So have some fun with it, and we look forward to seeing you at the August meeting by that stage with lots and lots and lots of strawberry blocks. Any questions? Great.
Showing. Is there any other new business that anyone would like to bring to the meeting? No? Okay, great. No, great, it's acknowledged. And show and tell. Who's brought stuff for show and tell today? Awesome. We love show and tell. Let's form a line over here. Okay, my show and tellers, when, hi. Thank you. When you come and show and tell us your name and what you made, okay? Cool. And we'll help be your holders.
If it's something really big.
Okay. Come on up.
Now, I'm Patricia Strauss from Eastwood Patchwork Quilters, and I've made something quite small. And so have the other Eastwood Patchwork Quilters. We've been going for 40 years now, though I've only been with them for 4 years, but we had a challenge to use a ruby fabric, which you can see down here, and to make something that represents how we feel about Eastwood Patchwork Quilters over 40 years. And so I was already embroidering this material that I got from Japan, that had a template for people, on all sorts of different people, and people were saying, what are you going to do with it though? And so then I thought, right, they can be the Eastward patchwork quilters, or indeed any quilters anywhere. And then, now if you, and these are going to be displayed, there's lots of networks and circles and ladies with their hands together and all sewing machines, all sorts of things, and you can see them at the exhibition, the biannual exhibition, and there are little handouts about that on every table. So please pick them up and please come along, and you can see fabulous quilts as well as these. But if I've got time, I can also read a bit of my poem, which is about the people. Okay, and it'll apply to you as well. So you've got to find these people. It's like, where's Wally? So who leads the crew? The crowd is the clue. Right. So if you identify the person here, you can point to them. Okay. Who was here from day one? Who's just begun? Who records when we meet? Who runs the retreat? The conveners, there's 6, an eclectic mix. Rosettes on her chest. Her quilts are the best. Who holds the purse? There she is. Which one's a nurse? Who quilts with a hoop? Who's the baby of the group? Where's the baby? Who's the go-to for gadgets? Here she is, that's Diane. Who gets us our badges? Where's Liz, our baker, our baby quilt makers? Who's had a fall and limped back to the hall? A brace keeps her going after long nights sewing. Who loves her cat? Hands up, I've heard lots of cat stories today. Who's wearing a hat for the Melbourne Cup? Who loves her cup? There are these 2 assistants, they're fashionistas. A bike keeps her fit, she likes to knit. This one's a twitcher, a keen hand stitcher, with stitches so small you can't see them at all. Where's our ice skater? We have got an ice skater who's still skating at 70. Who loves to cater? Who curates our books? Who rounds up the cooks? Find a travelling granny and a nearby nanny. A fan of Japan, sash go to plan. The quirky quilter, her blocks out of kilter. I think that's me. Who loves to sing? Appliques everything. Who loves to shop? Colours that pop. Who's selling their stuff? Who's had enough? A colourful splash gone in a flash. And every other year, when quilt show is here, we all volunteer. But there's some who steer. The master organiser, the advertiser, the set-up queens behind the scenes, the judges' assistants with sheer persistence, the white glovers, hospitality lovers, the ticket sellers, and even some fellas.
Thank you.
Do you want to join? I'm still rhyming. Do you want to join us at EPQ? We'd very much like to welcome.
Wow.
That's lovely. Look at the detail on this. Go. Yeah, it's amazing.
We have that on the sign beside.
Yes, it will be on the sign beside.
Yep, we'll just work that out.
Oh,
Come join me. Come join me. Come join me. Come join me.
My name is Danny Glidden, and this quilt is for my sister's grandchild, and you can see the date and the name. So, and I wanted to make it not so baby, but you know, would last a lot longer and go on bed. Now, the father of this baby is French, so on the back I've written the story of the very first hot air balloon. So there, and then I've written the story, and I went online and had a look, and then it mentions the king and the queen and all of that, so I made it into a story for a child.
Huh.
Beautiful. So I thought I couldn't go up to Darwin again this year without bringing presents. I sew for Aussie Hero Quilts. So this is an Aussie Hero quilt, and I'll just tell you about, this is for a guy. His request was Greek truck food and explosions. Right, it's vertical, they're all vertical. All these quilts are 72, or sort of 72 by 42. And I made it in 3 panels because that's how I can manage it. And then I've gone and got all the food. I discovered this anime superhero fabric had lots of explosions. He's in the Navy, and that's his name in Greek letters. The flags and whatever. Thanks. Yep.
I'm Philomena. I'm from Arcadian Quilters. I'm on a bit of a star thing at the moment, so I'm making star quilts. I started this one about 2014 and misplaced the pattern, but I found it again, so I finished it. It will be at the quilt show.
Thank you. Take this, speak directly into the microphone, tell us who you are.
My name's Jackie Barton.
What was it again?
Jackie Barton.
What was it again?
Jackie Barton.
There we go.
And my group makes quilts for the RPA Kids Ward. We get plenty of donations for girls' quilts, but boy quilts tend to be a bit harder, and I get to make a lot of them. So I had this old jelly roll, and I paired it with a nice bright mustard colour, and it looks pretty good.
Yes.
Which group? Ashfield Quilters. Oh, yeah, Ashfield Quilters.
I love the circles quilting as well.
Oh yes, I should mention Quilted by Kay, our lovely Kay.
Not enough yellow in the quilt world. A lot of yellow.
I do like yellow too.
Come on over.
It's cool gymnastics. Be my workout for the day.
You come this way, we'll take these, you take that.
Okay.
You come over here. There we go. What's your name?
Francis.
What's your name? Tell them, not me, tell them.
Francis O'Keefe. Hang on, this
No.
one's first.
Oh, that one?
Yeah. Okay. Right. These are my grandchildren's quilts. The first one was made 20 years ago when Caitlin was 5. I would pick her up from school or preschool, and we decided to make a quilt. So she painted all of these over a period of a few months, chose the tranning and the back, and so that's the story of her life, age 5. We've got a handprint, we've got, that's her family, and I said, where's Dad? So she then made the mirror. So that's Caitlin, who is now 25. Now there are that one and the other one. So go forward 5 years, and brother and sister, they were sort of put on me all of a sudden, you know, can you mind these children? I had material from one end of the place to the other. And Noah, who was 6, I think at the time, he had to do whatever I was doing. Yeah, and he said, never asked a question, we'll make a quilt, he says. So I had a pile of material. I said, go and choose your material that you want, place it out, I actually cut it out because I wasn't going to give them a 5 and a 6-year-old a rotary cutter. Can we use your machine? I had just bought my Bonina, there was no way. So I had a cheaper machine. So I said, okay, so I actually cut the pieces out, they placed them, and the 5-year-old sewed hers together with her eyes on the ceiling, me hovering over, keeping her hands away from the needle. So they made a really good attempt at sewing them together. I actually quilted them because by that time I was having a nervous breakdown. And, so that's their quilt. But Noah is now 18, Ali is 17. I don't know who owns which, but when I asked them for them, I was thrilled. They still had them. You know, that was that was the lovely thing. The 3 of them. Yeah. Okay, that's it. And your name is?
Molly Sparkles. Don't forget.
Hello. Hi, my name is Isabel Jupiter. I'm part of the Asheville group as well. It's the first time I'm standing in front of you because over the years I've watched you all displaying the beautiful quilts. I love colours, and this is done for my grandson who just graduated 6 months ago from university, and I asked him what colour it was his favourite. He said purple. And I said, okay, I'll try to do something with purple, and I just came up with these. Of course, relied a lot on beautiful rich fabrics of kef, and I don't have to go to the details. As you can see, I kept it very simple because I'm a bit nervous going with like you're very experienced, and I'm a new into this thing. So, thank you, and I hope you like it. He hasn't seen it yet, and I'm going to show it to him after this show. Hopefully he will love it too. And thank you for the opportunity to share it with you. Thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
It's gorgeous.
This is sorry. Thank you. Hi, I'm Anne-Marie, and love quilting is my happy place. This is a pillowcase. Now I did make a backing for the next quilt you'll see, but it kind of wasn't suitable. I won't elaborate. But anyway, I am going to remake the backing for that other quilt and have similar materials and everything. Now the other quilt, some assistance from Molly. Thank you. This quilt, I'm in Oatley Quilt Sitters at Oatley, and this is Poor Man's Pineapple. They have a Moxie machine that I used to quilt it with, and I just did like waves and whatever. It's almost finished, the binding's got to be still joined, and on the back is what I chose instead of the incorrect, mucked up back that I had. This, I think it's cave, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a
it's a wide back. So.
It's a Morris
collaboration. Yeah. Anyway, and I figure it can be both sides. It won't. Well, it'll go across our double bed, but not, go up over part of us. Oh, my husband and I. Anyway, but I love quilting. It's my happy place.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks. Oh.
Beautiful.
Can you show it? Possibly.
If you don't have this finished by next year, I know that if you guys didn't see, there's like 6 inches of binding hand stitch left to do.
Okay, fair enough.
I will hunt you down. And I will sit there and watch you finish it. You look forward to it.
In a really nice room ready to go away.
In front of you, getting there.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, please state your name.
I'm Kay.
Hello, Kay.
Okay, so I had a layer cake that I did just a display 4 patch on, and I had some blocks left over, and it was really pretty, and I really liked it, and I was like, what am I going to do with it? This is a great example of why negative space works. And if you look I quilted it myself. It's a simple loop pattern, and if anybody's into Denise Schmidt, she loves this pattern. And it's simple, and it works, and it's for a boy, which is lovely. So it's just a solid navy with just a strip. And it can go either lengthways or it can go horizontal. It doesn't matter how somebody puts it on the bed. And I've used wool in it, so it's really light and soft and warm. But it's a good example of a really modern quilt, a really simple quilt, but looks fantastic, and the lovely use of negative space on it as well. So I thought it was kind of fun to show you that negative space is not a bad thing. You can do like lots of interesting quilting in it, but this is just keeping it simple, and it's just a really lovely quilt. So.
Agreed.
Oh, and it's cape on the back because, hey, why not, right? You've got to kind of go for a bit of pop at the back, so. Yeah. And my friend is arriving from Wales today, and he's probably going to take this home with him. So he's my best friend. We lived on the same street together, and he's visiting for 3 weeks. So I'm going to be going now because I'm on airport duty, and this is going to be his when he goes. That he's always got a piece of me with him when he goes back to Wales.
Love it, thank you. Thank you everyone, that concludes our meeting portion of the meeting. It's 12:30 now, we now stop for lunch. We'll meet you back here at 1:30. We will have our lecture series about the molas of Panama. Okay, see you then, bye-bye.